Good morning to all. Today we are starting a new chapter of literature and the name is The Princess. So let us read a story where Petty Jean thinks the special treatment her sister Penny gets is unfair until one day she decides to try out things for herself. So the special treatment which Penny was getting, Petty wanted to try those things for herself. My older sister is 10 years old. So here my is Petty Jean. It means Petty Jean is telling us the story or she is narrating the story to us. Her name is Penelope Piper, but everyone calls her Penny. So name of her sister is Penelope Piper, but everybody calls her Penny. Everyone except me. Everyone except me means apart from me. Petty Jean Piper, calls her the princess. So only Petty Jean was calling her the princess. It's the perfect name for her. This is the best name for us. And why this is the best name? Because all day she just sits on her throne with wheels and tells everybody in the world, whole world, what to do. So the word here throne means wheelchair because her sister cannot walk, so she sits on the wheelchair, and that wheelchair Patty has given the name as throne. So now in the second paragraph, the Patty is explaining that what is the difference between uh, Penny and herself when they go out, okay, or whenever they go for shopping or to school or at any place. So here Petty is telling that when we go shopping at the mall, the princess rides on her throne as princess. Princess is the word which is used for Penny. Why? Because she cannot walk, and every time she sits on the wheelchair, so Petty has named her wheelchair as throne. So she is saying that whenever we are going out for shopping at the mall, princess rides on a throne and father wheels her around along the aisle. Aisle is what? It's a narrow passage between rows of shelves in a supermarket. And Petty Jean, carry packages. As Petty can walk, so she carries all the packages which they are buying from that supermarket. And sometimes those packages are so many that it looks like a box with legs. Means Petty is not visible, only her legs can be seen. My school is so far. Whose school is she's telling here? Petty is telling about her school. Her school is so far from my house. My school is so far from my house that I have to ride for us on a school bus to go there. Means it takes hours to reach the school. Okay. But the princess goes to the new school right across the street. It means her school is only across the street. And second thing, she does not even have to wear a school uniform and she can wheel herself there in 1 second. Now, it is summer now. The season is summer season. All my friends have gone to camp except me. Means Petty has not gone to the camp. Why? Because mother says that there is no money to send me to the camp because they has purchased a new braces for her sister. That's why they don't have money, and that this is the reason why Petty cannot go to the camp. Braces is what? It's a device that supports weak parts of the body. Now, after dinner, I go outside. Petty is telling us that after dinner, she goes outside, and when she goes outside, the princess is in the hammock. Hammock is a type of a bed which is made from net or from a piece of strong fabric which ropes at each end that are used to hang in between two trees. Oh, simply, it's a bed which is made up of net or it's made up of some strong fiber and it is hung between, it is tied between two trees in a garden. Okay. So at night, when she goes out, the princess is in the hammock and she's asleep. And beside the tree means near the tree is the throne. Throne is your wheelchair. So when she sees that this wheelchair is empty, Patty finds that this is the best idea, and today I'll sit on this chair and I'll be the princess and I'll experience everything which my sister is doing while sitting on this chair. So I sit on the throne. Now I will spend every minute on the throne I sit. So what she decided to write to the princess school. There is a nice steep little hill. Steep means here rising or falling quickly, not gradually, okay? There is a nice steep little hill on the grass near the sidewalk. Sidewalk is pavement, okay? Maybe may it would be fun to write down it. So she said maybe it would be a fun if I'll sit and I'll go to the princess school. I sit down and give the throne a good harsh push, plop. So when she sat down on the chair and she gave a hard push, and the sound, this plop is a sound. It is a short sound as of a small solid object dropping in water without a splash. Now the throne dumps me out on the sidewalk. So when she gave a hard push, what happened? The throne dumps me out on the sidewalk, means it dumps on the pavement. And what happens? She fell down and the throne was on top of her. So in the next paragraph, she will in the next paragraph, explanation is there that what she is experiencing when she sits on the chair. Now the chair is fallen and she gets a tiny cut on her knee. But she was very glad. Why? Because there was nobody around to laugh. And now she was wondering that if the princess ever fell when she was learning to ride the throne, she was just wondering that even the princess would have fallen when she was learning how to ride this throne. I put the throne right side up and get back on it. So again she sat on the throne. Then she ride to the corner of the street. Now when she was pushing the throne, it was very hard for her to push that throne, and she was feeling like both her arms are broken. Some grown-ups are walking, and then she saw that some grown-ups were walking towards her. You can see here in the picture also. Here Patty is sitting on the chair and these grown-ups are walking and they were looking at her. Then they were running fast and it was looking like when it was same as Patty is saying when I'm watching a scary or fearful movie. So now she was thinking that does this happen to the princess also? Now some boys are playing on the sidewalk and they are not moving. Why don't you go over me? Wheel legs. And the boy said, why don't you go away from here? We are playing. All his friends started laughing, and when they started laughing, Betty got angry and she said, I'll beat you up. And I yelled, but they just laughed some more and ran away. Yell means when you shout in a loud, sharp way. So when she started shouting, they all ran away. Now the worst thing happened in the world. This is the worst thing which happened in this story. And what happened? She was there on the pavement and great big raindrops started falling everywhere, and rain was coming faster and faster. And now she decided to run home, but she can't leave the chair or she can't leave the throne in the rain. Now, what happened when the rain was falling very fast? The wheels of the throne they sink down in the mud. And by this time, she tried to pull out. She was getting wetter and colder, and she was so much wet and she was feeling so much cold that she has never felt in her whole life. Now, after some times, the rain stopped and I wheeled myself home, which means she took the chair, she wanted to take the chair home. But what did she notice? That his father was standing in front of the house. Front a yard means an area in front of a house. And here you can see the wheels are sunk in the mud. So father was calling Petty because it was raining and Petty was not at home, and even the wheelchair was not also at home. But Petty could not hear the calling of her father because there was traffic on the street. Cars and trucks were making so much noise that she could not hear her father's call. And then she saw that mother is also walking up the street. and she was looking around eagerly, excitedly. She was looking for Petty. So she dragged the muddy throne across the rest of the field to the sidewalk. Now she was dragging that muddy throne and she was taking it to the pavement or to the sidewalk. When mother saw her, she ran and she held her in her arms, and father was also there. Now, when Petty saw that his father and mother uh, are there, she was scared, and then she said, "I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to mess up the throne. Mess up means to spoil something. Uh, I." But when she said throne, so mother said, "Oh, you are talking about the wheelchair." And then they said, "We thought you were lost. We were not looking for the chair." She said, "No, we were not looking for the chair. We were looking for you. Petty Jean, we were looking for you." Then mother gave a hug and said that you should not have taken Penny's chair. But they were glad because Petty was back. Now, same as mother was doing every day, she was giving bath to Penny and she was putting her to the bed. Same she did with Petty also. Mother washes me in the bathtub and puts me to the bed just like she does for Penny. Now, after father and mother says good night and turns off the light, I lie there thinking. So they just bid good night to Betty, and then she was lying on the bed and she started thinking. And then she said, "Penny," I whisper. She whispered and said, "Are you awake?" So now you can see awake and wake. What is the difference between awake and wake? Awake is used as adjective. It means opposite of being sleep. And wake means verb. It means to bring someone out of sleep. So she was like not sleeping, but so she said, okay. How can you smile all the time when you are in the yucky chair?" So now she puts a question to Penny and she said, "How can you smile? How can you be comfortable every time happy when you are sitting in that disgusting or ugly chair?" Yucky means disgusting. So now, when she said yucky chair, what did Penny say? Penny said, "No, it's not yucky. It takes me to different places. And I'm sorry I took your chair." So Petty said, "I'm very sorry that I took your chair." Then she said, "All that's all right. Just go to sleep now." So you can see the chair is here. So this was the throne. Okay, this was the throne. But I am wide awake. But Petty could not sleep. She was still awakened. She lied there and wished very hard that my sister will always be able to do things that make her happy. So now she said that I only wish that whatever thing she's doing while sitting on the chair, she should do it happily and those things should make her happy. So was the story that when Petty sat on the chair, she found out that it was not very easy to sit for a whole day and do all the things.